You guys are an amazing audience. I feel like I don't even need to do the punchline of the joke. Like, you're just with me from the setup. I feel the love, you know what I mean? Because every joke has a setup and a punchline. Sometimes some tags, little punchlines after it, but it's basically a setup and a punchline. And there are actually comedy clubs in the United States called The Punchline. There's one in Atlanta, there's one up in San Francisco, and I do really well at those clubs. But I think I would crush at a club called The Setup. If all I had to do was set up a joke and walk away, I would be amazing. I would be the king of that comedy club. You ever go to a 3D movie and they give you the red and blue glasses at the beginning of the film? You ever do this thing in the middle of the movie where you take the glasses off your face just to see what the screen looks like without the glasses? So weird. You ever drive along in your car and you look down at the odometer and it's like 9,995, 96, 97. You get all excited because you're like, oh, I'm going to see it turn 10,000 on this trip. And maybe you go through a drive-through, check your phone, and then you look down again, it's 10,002, and you're like, so stupid. You ever landed at LAX and you're really, really tired, and so you get on one of those moving walkways and you lean against the moving handrail, but it's moving at a different speed from the walkway? You ever sit on your couch at home and you're texting somebody and you're watching TV and you text a word and they say the same word on TV that you just texted and you're like, oh! Just 40 more of these. You ever out with a group of people and you ask somebody to take your picture with a camera phone and they line up, you're all ready, and then somebody stands right next to them with another camera phone, and now you don't know which one to look in? So you sort of split the difference, and you look like an idiot in both of them. That bit is so dumb, but I love it. It's hard to go back to real jokes after that. I thought about it, though. I was like, what is the dumbest thing you've ever heard? Like, the dumbest thing you've ever heard. I got to go back to high school geography. There was a girl in our class who could not understand how it was possible to go downhill and north at the same time. We got out a map, and she's like, but that's down. We're like, Becky, her name was Becky. That's south. It's a 2D representation of a 3D concept. We're getting out globes and compasses, and she just doesn't get it, bless her heart. But if I gotta be honest, I can feel pretty stupid too. You know what does it to me? In LA especially, parking signs. Did anybody park out here tonight? Oh my gosh. I came here for a rehearsal on Sunday, and I pulled up with my car, and it's just so confusing, and there's so much pressure because of the traffic, you just lose 50 IQ points. You just can't read. You pull up with your car, and you're like, there's like 4 signs. The whole pole is covered. What do these say? Street sweeping Tuesday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Is it Tuesday? I know it's not Tuesday. Why do I do that? Two-hour parking except Sunday. Does that mean I can park for 2 hours on Sunday? Does that mean I can't park at all on Sunday? Parking till 12 a.m. Sunday. Is that tonight? That was last night, right? Oh, it's a permit zone. You get all the way to the bottom. Doesn't even apply to you. So I was telling you about how I moved from Cincinnati to LA. That whole thing was a tangent because I'm a tangent. 2006. I moved to Los Angeles and I am single because I'm a professional comedian. Ain't nobody dating you in this town. If you're broke, man, it's tough. In LA, dating is hard. You hear that all the time. And then people will tell you from other cities, like, dude, dating is hard everywhere. No, LA is a special kind of dating hell. And I'll tell you why. It's because everybody's selling and nobody is buying. There's a surplus of everything. You go to a party, everybody's looking for someone better to talk to. The guy right in front of you is like, subscribe to my newsletter, listen to my podcast, come to my show, and that's just me. I ended up getting really good at talking to women at bars. I spent a lot of time talking to women at bars, and all my male friends, all my man friends are always like, why are you always talking to women at bars? I go, because they're my height. The thing, all my guy friends are 6 feet tall. I got tired of doing this all the time. I wake up the next morning with a crick in my neck. And all these people are like, what, did you get some action last night? Did you go down on a girl? I'm like, no, I went up on a guy. I actually went on to date every race of woman, and I think that's important to do in America, because this is the United States. It's diverse, it's the home of McDonald's, Happy Meals, collect the whole set. Get out there and date, man. You could do that here because that is unique about America. It's true. There are over 200 countries. Most of them have no diverse cities at all. None. And some of them have one. France has Paris. Some of them have two. Spain has Madrid and Barcelona. The United States has like 10 of them. LA and San Francisco and Miami and New York and Cincinnati, Ohio. Get out there and date, man. Sample, that's the thing that you should do. Because I told a friend of mine that. I go, that is my pet peeve. I don't like areas of land that have all one kind of people. And he goes, so you hate countries? I'm like, that's right. I hate countries and I love mixed people. I love mixed people because they're so hot. It's true, right? And a friend of mine tried to get in on that recently. She goes, oh, I'm mixed. My mom's from Pakistan. My dad's from India. That's not mixed. That's just the British getting pissed off and dividing our country in parts. Can't use that to book more commercials. Can't be like, oh, my mom's from Vermont, my dad's from New Hampshire, I'm mixed. No, you're super white. That's not a thing. But some of my friends are very specific and very particular about the kind of women they say they date. They say they date only black women, they date only brown women, they date only white women. To me, ladies, you're all beautiful. I mean, the pretty ones. Well, some people say that's mean. I'm like, okay, first of all, I'm kidding. Second of all, I don't make the rules. No, I'm not a chauvinist, but when I go to strip clubs, I don't give the girls dollar bills. I toss them Susan B. Anthony coins for the irony. I actually met my wife on OkCupid. And she is from Austin, Texas. I was in Los Angeles, California. So people want to know, well, then how is that possible? How was she in Texas, you're in California? How'd you guys meet? Well, you might know that you can go into the settings. It's amazing how much my life is dictated by settings. And change the radius of people who are looking for you. It's true. Tip in case you need to know it. 5 miles, 25 miles, 250 miles, desperate. Mine was set to desperate. I was almost 40 and age is not just a number, all right? I was like, let's go. And I'm so proud to tell you that we brought our first child into the world. His name is Naveen, and in Hindi, that means new. So I guess we're gonna have to rename him every year. But it was the only name on which Harsha and I agreed. Because it's hard. Indian male names are hard. Indian male names are like penises. I really only like my own. So Naveen was born in Los Angeles. Well, he was reborn in Los Angeles. And he was born in the year 2021, which makes him a COVID baby. The great thing about having a COVID baby is you know it's yours. Although we had a lot of Amazon deliveries, so who knows? What can Brown do for you? Maybe we found out. I don't know. Because this was during the pandy, the Peej, the pandy, I love my abbreviations. During the pandy, we did our birth classes online. And because we were in there with a bunch of other parents, we learned how stupid the questions are. And it makes you worry about the future of this country. Or the present, because these people are already here having kids. Okay? Somebody asked, they were like, look, this was during the pandemic, okay? So you were allowed only one visitor in the room. Everybody got it? One visitor in the room. It's during the pandemic. They have to be safe. It's California, all that stuff. One visitor in the room. So then people started asking, well, can anyone else come in? No, one person. It kind of helped us out because all 4 grandparents came to stay with us for a short Indian visit of 3 months. A friend of mine asked me, he goes, are you coming to the point where you're ready for them to leave? I'm like, no, don't say that. We're well past that point. 4 grandparents, 3 months, you do the math. I'm Indian, I'll do the math, okay? And the reason is because I'm Indian, we can't ask them to leave. We're not white. Not my friend Rob over in Indiana. He was like, his mother-in-law came to stay for a long white visit of 5 days. On Sunday, it snows. And she goes, maybe I'll fly out on Monday. He goes, you're leaving today. I don't care if I have to shovel the runway. You're going. Try saying that to an Indian mother-in-law and see how long you live. So kind of help me out, because God forbid they'd allow 2 visitors in the room. Which grandparent was going to go? That was a reality show I did not want to watch. I'm the dad, Amazon deliveries notwithstanding. And so I'm going in. And then people are mad. They're pissed off because their grandparents came to town and they wanted to come in. And so they type and they yell into the computer and they're just like, oh, well, does the doctor count as a visitor? No, the doctor doesn't count. She's at work. She's not just hanging out with us. Do the nurses count? Any nurses here? Any Filipinos or Malayalis? Okay. That's the thing, though. Like, no, of course, they're at work. So just be a smartass. I type in, does the baby count as a visitor? Could you imagine that bit? Naveen pops out. Sorry, buddy, you gotta go. One at a time. Oh my gosh. And then somebody asked a question that I will never get over as long as I live. This guy goes, when do we use the for? Like, what? When do we use the for? And we're as confused as you are right now. When do we use the for? And we finally catch up in the materials and we realize he means, when do we use the IV? Who defaults to Roman numerals? The guy who names the Super Bowls? Like, well, what are you doing? Eventually, we found out that Naveen's blood type is B positive, and as Asian parents, that's the last B plus we let him get. But in this day and age of modern technology, it was great seeing the child develop in the womb. That's a really cool thing, because of tech, you get to actually see the child develop. You see the little fingers, little toes, you see the head, you see that spine. It's great when you see that spine, because you know he's not going to be a Republican. Oh, he sleeps a lot too, so he's like Joe Biden. Okay, all right, I could be bipartisan. I'll leave you with this. I do sometimes worry about the world in which Naveen will live. I don't know where he's going to get his information. I feel lost all the time. Where do you get your news? How do you find it? I'm ashamed to admit that I get it from the Brits. All right, from British news. I definitely read and watch British news like the BBC, The Guardian, The Economist, because I told you, we believe anything in that accent. And the thing is, the reality of it is, I don't feel that bad going outside to find out what's going on inside, because it's like when my wife and I go to a party. We're standing around in a circle. You ever do this with your spouse and a stranger asks your spouse a question? Somebody will ask my wife a question, and whatever my wife says is something I've never heard her say before. I'm like, is that what's going on with her? Who knew? I think the reality is Barack Obama wanted to believe that we live in a post-racial world, right? And the thing is, I listen to Obama a lot because he's half black and half white. I'm neither black nor white. We have that in common. But remember, he would always use that phrase, let me be clear. He'd say that all the time. Let me be clear. Let me be clear. Let me be clear. Let me be clear. And after all these years, I finally figured out what he meant. I think in this racial world, he's just tired of being a color. Like, dear Lord, I don't want to be black, I don't want to be white, let me be clear. And I got to clear out, you guys have been a lot of fun. Oh my God.